major presentation, a quick email to a deep conversation, is an opportunity to design an encounter. Did you get that? Every aspect of the journey, when somebody enters the room, every aspect of the journey should be designed for an intentional encounter. I was doing some further reading about some of the, I believe it was New York Knicks or Washington Wizards, one of them, and they were talking about how they wanted to enhance the experience when fans come to their games. And they said, we don't want to start in the building. We want to start blocks away. As people are parking, they said, we want the experience to spill out over into the parking lot, into the neighborhoods, to build up this excitement. So as you get closer to the building, there's more anticipation that is around. We got to get to the place where every single moment, every single encounter is built and designed. You're walking with me to the next slide. So speaking of that, so we have this gentleman by the name of, anybody know Rich Carlton? The founder, co-founder of Rich Carlton, his name is Horst Schultz. And Horst Schultz, he's a German fellow, and he was doing this podcast with Craig Rochelle on leadership. And one of the things that he was talking about was he was defining excellence, and he was talking about culture that he went to set at Carlton. And he basically made this statement that when I was talking, or me and May was sitting there, oh, I'm sorry, I'm my wife. Can you help me set that? We were just listening, and he said that he wanted to change the culture, and so it used to be that we were servants serving ladies and gentlemen. That was, but he said in their culture, Sherry, in Germany, service was very low ranking. And so it put a certain type of feeling in people when you call them servants. And so he changed it and he said, no, we're not servants serving ladies and gentlemen. We're ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say it again. I said, we're ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. My interpretation of that became, we are excellence serving excellence. And it's got to be a two-way street because I hear people talk about, right? Excellence always goes from the top down, but from the bottom up. But excellence has to flow top down as well. A lot of times up here in this pulpit, on this podium, a lot of times, Pastor Sean was talking about this, where listen, we feel like we're above the law. Yeah. We feel like we're doing the people of faith by us showing up. But we are ladies and gentlemen serving. Yeah. We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. Excellence serving excellence. And so that's what Howard was talking about. And so when we define excellence, excellence isn't merely just about achieving a high standard. It's about the consistent, intentional pursuit of precision and care in every detail that shapes your audience experience. The excellence needs to make them feel seen, valued, and compelled to engage. That's excellence. He goes on to say in this podcast, he talks about luxury. Ritz Carlton is a rich brand. And so he talks about luxury, and he says, Pastor Craig asked me, how would you define luxury today in modern church or in the modern age? And he said, well, it's no longer about fancy chandeliers. It's no longer about, all these wonderful things. He said, luxury is now really, you do it my way. Mm. It's custom made for me. He said, that's luxury. And so in Ritz Carlton, they say, listen, they got to pay attention to detail as if like which side of the bed you need to sleep on. Because they need to know which side of the bed they need to sleep. They want to know even too much or so much so they want to know what you do, what is your preference. He tells a story about how one guest, the housekeeper noticed that the guest, I guess they get what was it, a cookie? They get a cookie, but they noticed that they took all the nuts and threw all the nuts away out of the cookie. And so now that was information that had to go back because now they had our options, but also they need to know for that guest, this guest don't like nuts. So that the next time they come in, there's already this list of things that we know about their experience. What Pastor Sean about he says, listen, power. Talk about power. He said, we empower everybody, no matter who you are. We give you up to $2,000 to fix a problem. Somebody's ever called and had a problem, and you can be escalated to 2, 3 levels, and the supervisor to get the. He said, if they have a problem, you have up to $2,000 to fix it, right? Because it's an experience. It's a experience. Next slide. Oh, so